There's some new residents on the farm. Turkeys! Really, Jock? Hello, sweetie. Oh, you're a bit poopy. Should give you some fresh hay. Well, Princess Peaches is doing really well. She no longer looks like a zombie goat. She's put on quite a bit of weight, as you can see. She's looking so much better. Her ribs aren't bony anymore. So I'm super pleased. Now, I don't want to put her back outside for now because I don't think she knows what to do free ranging. When we free ranged her, she basically just followed me around, sort of going, meh, I don't know what to do. She wouldn't eat, she just followed. And I think it just was too much for her. So we continue to wait for goat kids. The plan will be to keep her in the barn on her own. She doesn't mind being on her own. As soon as we have goat kids, we'll move mum and baby into there. We'll bond them together so they kind of form a little group. And once that's happened, Peaches can go out because then she'll have a mate. I think introducing her on her own into the flock when she didn't know how to free range, she didn't know what to do, just didn't do anything good for her psyche or her eating habits. What are you doing? Jock's entered an adolescent phase of still being a puppy and naughty, but being grown up enough that he wants to run away. So when I'm doing anything in particular, he has to go on a lead, otherwise he's off. So if you know me or you've been watching the channel for a while, you will know that I love turkeys. I don't know why, but I just think they're a really beautiful animal. And I've been wanting to add some rare breed Norfolk black turkeys to our farm as part of our whole mantra of local rare breeds. However, it's been surprisingly difficult to actually source these beautiful birds because most people keep the commercial types or the bronze. So trying to find the original Norfolk black has been slightly difficult. Now originally I was going to hatch some eggs out and then rear the poults. Couldn't find any eggs, couldn't find any poults. Ended up finding this trio, a stag or a tom and 2 hens. So I snapped them up. They are not for eating, they are not for Christmas dinner. They are going to be the foundation of my rare breed turkey flock. Now, as you can see, I think we can all agree that, look at him, isn't he magnificent? So Norfolk turkeys, Norfolk blacks have to be all black. There is a very bit of a brown tip to his tail feathers and the feathers towards his back. However, having been, you can see it there maybe, just as he turns, but having been on the Rare Breeds Trust site, the RBST, the picture that they have of the Norfolk black looks exactly like this chap, so I am going to go with it. Now for names, Sard thought that he really looked like he was wearing ruffles, and so we fell to the Tudors. And so this is Henry VIII, or for us Henry I, but he's Henry. And look at his beard. Isn't this a strange thing? It's sort of the texture of horsehair, and males have this beard, and apparently the longer it is, the more attractive they are to females, combined with the beard and the snood here. Now if we've got a Henry then obviously he needs his wives. So up here, this is Catherine, and then this is Anne. Now Anne Boleyn had an extra pinky, and so we've named that one Anne because she has a little knob on her head. Are you going to let us see, Tom, Henry? There. So she's got... So that's Catherine. Henry. And I think Anne's hiding because we are trying to show her flaws. Anne, come on. There she is. You can see, so she's got a little knob on the back of her head that she shouldn't have, but the chap that I bought her from said she developed when she was a chick. She's had it ever since. She's laid eggs, so it's not been a problem. She's also got a little bit of a limp. I've checked her feet. There's no bumblefoot. I think she's done it while she's here, and I think she's just done it maybe twisting around in her new surroundings. Aren't they beautiful? I just think they're stunning. Now, at the moment, we do have, obviously, avian flu lockdown in the UK. That doesn't mean you can't buy and sell birds. There are no bird markets. So you have to do it between sellers privately, and you have to keep records of where the birds have come from, which I've done, and when they arrived. And that's also why they're inside here, along with the waterfowl next door. Everybody is in lockdown. Morning. Avian flu is still abound, and in fact it's the worst it's ever been in this country, with so many premises having their birds culled. So we're still on lockdown with the birds here. That means a vast amount of cleaning out. Now, I've only got my 3 Old English game bantams in here, but you can see how mucky it gets from them being inside all the time. And this is just about 5 days old. And I've been using straw as a bedding for quite a long time, which was fine when they were just in it at night, but I'm finding it's not absorbent enough. So we're moving back to sawdust to try and absorb some of that poop and make these coops last a little bit cleaner for a little bit longer. Best tool for cleaning chickens, wallpaper scraper. One down, several to go. And I mean, I hate seeing my birds locked up indoors, but it's better than that, than they're out, they catch flu and they end up dying. And in fact, I've just had a text from APHA, which is the Animal and Plant Health Agency, saying that it's really bad this year and that we must do as much biosecurity as possible. Now this lockdown of course only applies across the UK, but I do think we're going to be in it for a long run. I think we're probably looking at a March ending, because that's when the migratory birds disappear. And I know it's a faff and I know it's a lot of work, but please do shut your birds in. I've seen a lot of people that haven't done that. They're still having their birds outside. And not only are you potentially hurting your birds and you're putting your birds at risk, you're potentially spreading it as well across the countryside. And then all of those wild waterfowl, those wild birds of prey, it could decimate their numbers. So lock your birds up. It's a strange thing labelling these videos autumn still, because it feels like winter, December, but the winter solstice is not until next week. And then of course it is officially winter, but then it also gets super exciting because the days start getting longer and stuff starts growing.